please don't press stop or pause. Just give me a chance with this episode here. So, welcome to Off the Charts. My name is Dan. Today's episode is going to be one of those one-off that's not necessarily hard rock, hair metal, obviously there, but there's still rock involved. So I'm going to be talking about who really is Frank Zappa, or get to know Frank Zappa. Before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Hit that little bell. And cheers to you all. All right. So, there we go. Let's make it louder. There we go. So, all my life, I've heard the name Frank Zappa. It wasn't until the 90s, and he was still alive at the time. A friend of mine at work, where we used to work, they were just reissuing a bunch of his CDs on CD. Oh no, whenever. A bunch of his albums on CD. There you go. That makes more sense. And I went and heard it and loved it, but was like, this is odd. This is different. So I went and bought, and he was, while he was reissuing his albums on CD, he had just released a greatest hits called Strictly Commercial, which I don't own anymore because I bought all his albums, but I'll put the picture right here. And that is actually a greatest hits. I'm using the hits term loosely. He didn't really have any hits, but lots of known songs, and that compilation is friggin' great. And I remember telling my friends, you gotta hear this. While some stuff I find brilliant, it's mostly all hilarious. Like, his style of music is rock. I like his rock songs, like his albums that are more concentrated on songs as opposed to sounds and dissonant notes and going all over the place there. The guy's got over 60 albums. Like, I'm not kidding with that there. I am not going to go buy them all. I'll show you what I have. It's pretty small. At least a good 10 or 12 here, I think. We'll count them afterwards there. Anyway, I'll let you know. And like I said, if there's some that I'm missing that I should get, and this is bait, and I'll tell you which ones I do like, so you'll kind of get the feel of what I do like from Frank Zappa here. Any ones I'm missing, let me know, or ones I should be checking out. So, but yeah, I remember getting that, and we're that greatest hits, and just tell my friends, you got to hear this, and we were laughing, and like these songs were hilarious, and to this day, we're still like, and this was what, 90, so that was what, a good 30 years ago, if not more. But I mean, it's not for everybody. I get it. But to say that he's not talented, the guy is a genius right here. And he may not be the flashiest guitar player, but I love his quote where he says, I understand how the guitar works and everything in between. Like, so he'll know what to, very rarely you'll hear him do a wrong note there, but he understands the instrument, how it works 110%. But can, like, mind you, we're not expecting a shredder or whatever there, but he can compose and score. I'm gonna tell you that, and we'll get into that here. So before we start off, cheers. So I'm slowly getting, if I find them used, because I bought the CDs at the time, and some I liked, some I not as much there. So I'll go chronologically. Holy crap, I can't fucking talk. Huh? So I'll say that this one is good. So I'm gonna go with Ruben and the Jets. It's like a parody of what do you call that? Like 50s, not Beach Boys, but I don't know, what does it say? Anyway, your 50s music there, like, but yeah, it's good for what it is. But it just gets, I find it gets a little tiresome after a little while here. There's much better albums coming along here. So and of course, here's a picture of him back then there. One of those rare pictures there. So yeah, Ruben and the Jets. You could, like I said, I forget which era he's trying to mock here, but anyway, it looks like it's a 50s-ish type of a parody album here. Again, good. Just like I said, the joke gets a little tiresome after a while there. But anyway, I still like it. Next up, I bought this because people were saying this is so good, and no, it's not for me, this one here. So I'm going to go with Uncle Meat. Now, this is Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. So this is before he went solo. This is one of those albums that, again, found used, had never heard it. It's okay, but it's one of those extremely experimental, not concentrating on the sound, more concentrating on talent. And I don't know, I remember playing this and my dad going, what the hell is that? Like, but anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm not going to talk more about this one here. So anyway, Uncle Meats. Yeah, I don't even remember the title. There you go. Now we're getting to the good stuff here. So this is actually the first song. I'll show you the first song I ever heard. And the Mothers of Invention. Is it the same? Yeah, the same band there. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. And this is great stuff. You got Inca Roads, which was that's the first song I ever heard, and I was like, and if you hate xylophone, you'll probably think it's a little too much xylophone with Zappa because he loves his xylophone. But the xylophone player, man, can she ever fucking play. Yeah, you got Inca Roads, which is a long, actually it's not that long. But it's a weird one, but I love it. It's a great song. Can't Afford No Shoes, just a straight ahead rocker. San Bernardino, another great rocker right there. And the Sofa number 1, Sofa number 2, they're good songs. But yeah, this was my first try at Zappa. The first song I ever heard was Inca Roads, and I was like, whoa, what is that? So here we go. Frank Zappa, One Size Fits All. It's one of the better ones here. Next up, mostly an instrumental album. I'm gonna go with Frank Zappa, Hot Rats, and Peaches and Regalia. That's a great instrumental. Willie the Pimp is what's his name? Captain Beefheart. Has a few little lines, but the rest of the album is just some, and this is, I believe, his first solo album. So you've got Hot Rats. For the longest time, I thought this was Frank Zappa, but it's not. It's what the hell is one of the girls? I forget which. Anyway, I forget the. It's a girls, not a. Well, I think they're a group. They were anyway. This is what 70 something there. But anyway, if you want a good dose of good instrumental music, this is kind of getting a little bit rockier, more. Well, a lot of different types of instruments there. But anyway, his first solo album here. And now we're getting to my favorites here. He's got it like 3 or 4 in a row. I was like, wow, these are good. So, Overnight Sensation, another gatefold. This one has I'm the Slime. That's a great one. Dirty Love, which is like a good rocker. Dynamo Hum. you You gotta listen. It's pretty dirty song. Um, a little repetitive at times there, but and Montana, that introduction to the song is so good. And then you're like the first lyric, the first sentence to the song, I was like, what? I'm not gonna spoil the surprise there, but yeah, he's got two albums here. So of the two, this is my least favorite of those two, but there's still some good stuff on this here. But yeah, check out I'm the Slime, Dirty Love, and Dynamo Hum in Montana. But Dynamo Hum, just pretty dirty song, but I love it. There you go. Overnight Sensation. Next up, probably, arguably, one of my two favorite Zappa songs. Like, I listen to this one a lot. So I'm going to go with Apostrophe. Like, you can see how much wear and tear there is here. So his sort of hit, which was Don't Eat the Yellow Snow and Nanook Rubs It. So those are two songs on this album. But it's a little long, so what I would do is listen to the Don't Eat the Yellow Snow radio edit that was on Strictly Commercial. That's a great single, because the other one just tends to get a little bit long at times there. But St. Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast, talk about a band being tight, drums matching the xylophone, matching the guitar, matching. I love it. Silly subject there, obviously, but it's one of my favorites here on this album. So St. Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast. Now side two has got one of my favorite instrumentals ever. When I say this one rocks, this one friggin' rocks. So it's the song called Apostrophe. It's an instrumental, but it's really, and I play bass. It's really axed on the bass, and the bass is like boosted up here. There's some guitar also and drums there, but it's like such a great instrumental. So I friggin' love that song. So this is one of my favorites here. Frank Zappa, Apostrophe. Another cheers. The next one to me is it kind of goes a little this way, but there's still some good songs on it. So I'm going to go with Zoot Allures. This was 2 years ago when I learned that Zoot Allures meant Zoot Alors. It's a French saying. I was like, oh my God, like somebody I knew, we'll call her my ex. She said, oh, Zoot Allure. I'm like, it just went, oh, that's what that album title meant. I'm like, oh my God. So wind up working at a gas station is fun. Black napkins. Oh, the torture never stops. If you're a young kid, do not listen. Actually, you know what? Whatever fucking age you are, do not listen to this song with your parents or your kids. It's when I say the torture never stops, it's another dirty song with lots of dirty moaning. And anyway, you'll Miss Pinky. First of all, when I first heard it, I thought it was Miss Piggy, and more like a fat woman there, but apparently it's a blow-up doll, Miss Pinky. And it's got such a cool riff. Kind of reminds me of, those types of music you see when there's fat people walking there. Anyway, that to me reminds me of that. Great song. It's about a blow-up doll that he had seen in the rest, yeah, until Disco Boy, which is obviously a disco-ish song with a lot of falsetto. Good song. I'm going to say that there. So anyway, Zoot Allures, that's another one right here. Now we're getting to two great albums here. Before we do, brilliant title. I don't know if you'll get it there. Sheik Yerbouti. So Sheik Yerbouti. So he's dressed up as a sheik, and his last name is Yerbouti. Yerbouti. That's it, yeah. This has the infamous, first of all, I Have Been in You, another dirty song. Flakes is so fucking good. I love that song, especially at the end when uh, about the plumber, the plumber that, and it reminds me of such a lot of a lot of complainers and people who are supposed to be good at their trade, but they're really not. Let me put it that way. Broken hearts are for assholes. That's another great one. I'm So Cute is a great one too. Uh, Bobby Brown Goes Down. That's a hey there, people. It's not about that singer, by the way. There. Um, Trying to Grow a Chin is another great one too. This one rocks a lot, actually. Dancing Fool, it's that song, yes, with a lot of key xylophone. Was a minor hit for him, actually. So this, and it's a double album, and I would say, again, when he makes double albums, I find three of the sides very good, and one I just like usually, and of course it's the fourth one with Yo Mama and Wild Love, but the ones I just mentioned there, especially like I said, Broken Hearts Are for Assholes, Flakes, I'm So Cute, City, no, Dancing Fool, and what was that? Trying to grow a trying to grow a chin. Anyway, another one of his great albums right here, Sheik Yerbouti. Next up, you know what? Apostrophe is not my favorite. This one here is. I have listened to this so many times, and not many people seem to like this. And it was the first video. I remember my sister recording it for me because she knew I was on my little Zappa trip, and anyway, she recorded the song for me, and a great repetitive but good repetitive for me. So You Are What You Is, another double album, and there you go, song title Teen. Again, a double album. Once again, I find three sides fucking great. One side just so. Teenage Wind, great. Harder Than Your Husband. I'll be harder than your husband to get along with. I'll be harder than your husband every night. It's a little double entente. Great song. I love that. Doreen, Goblin Girl, theme from another instrumental. Society Page, side 2, Society Pages. I'm a Beautiful Guy. Beauty Knows No. Charlie's Enormous Mouth. Talk about a cool. It's about a girl named Charlie. She goes from being a slut to a coke addict to being dead. It's the imagery and the lyrics are great. Great lyrics for that song. You Are What You is okay, that's the song You Are What You Is that I saw first video there. But that's the side that, like, apart from that song, now side 4, Suicide Chump. So this, apologies for anybody that once tried this there, but it's about suicide chump about somebody wanting to commit suicide but doesn't do it right. So instead of doing a suicide jump, he's a suicide chump because he didn't succeed in what he wanted to do. But Jumbo Go Away. These songs would not work at all these days, I could tell you. About this fat girl. Again, lyrics are hilarious in this one. But yeah, I love this album. There you go. That's him in his robe. This is what, 1980, 81. Apparently, not a lot of people like his 80s stuff. They're all like 70s or 60s. Again, I think this is his best album. I've said it. You Are What You is my favorite Zappa album. It's about the songs. Hilarious lyrics, great lyrics too, makes you think. You've seen this one on my channel because I got it at the fair. Ship arriving too late to save a drowning witch. Once again, I think I've explained what the picture here means, but this is the one with Valley Girl. It's annoying. It's meant to be annoying, and it does its job. So there you go. Ship arriving. The rest of the album is okay, but Valley Girl is annoyingly fun. Let me put it that way. This also features Steve Vai now. Is there Turbo's? Steve Vai plays impossible guitar parts. That one's for you, Keith. Oh, his daughter also in this one here. Steve Vai also appears in this one here, Them or Us. He does a cover. This is another okay, he does another sinister footwear because he's got another Be in My Video is a great pop song. But he does a cover of Whipping Post. Yeah, that song, which I think is great. There's a great version here. Stevie's Spanking, a little fun song about Steve Vai getting a spanking, I guess there. It's good. It's not great, this one, but I find it's good. So there you go. And last but not least, my last one in my collection, to which he got a Grammy Award for, Jazz from Hell. To be honest, I like the first song. The rest is very dissonant type music here. So Steve Vai is also on this one here. Steve, not Steve. Fuck. Keith. So anyway, Jazz from Hell. There's 4 albums here. The last 4 have been with Steve Vai. So there you go. Before he went on to Alcatraz, before he went on to David Lee Roth, like he was Frank Zappa's protege. So anyway, there you go. Good. It's instrumental. This is where he found a computer and he's like, oh my God, I'm able to make music on a computer now. Sounds a little dated at times, but still very good. But I still, like I said, Night School is still my favorite song there, which is the first one. The rest is okay. Gets a little dissonant after a while here. So Jazz from Hell, got a Grammy Award for this one. So there you go. And that's all the Zappa albums I have. Should I be getting some more? Oh my God, my foot's asleep here. Let me know if I should be getting some more. That's what I have. That's what so far, there's a few that I like. There's a Bongo Fury I would like to get, but it's like that one song that I like, Muffin Man, and it's a great song too. But anyway, like, don't let the weirdness scare you. He's got some brilliant lyrics, some funny lyrics at the same time, some good, I'm going to say great musicianship. But my only complaint about Zappa is not all his albums I find good. After 60 albums, I'm like, some of them are these live things or whatever. I don't know. Not all of it is good. Sorry. Not all of it is good or great, but there's, like I said, you know what I find is passable or just okay. Anyway, now you know which ones I find great. It is fairly rock at times, so I don't want to scare anybody just by saying the word xylophone every 3 sentences almost there. But anyway, there's my Zappa episode. I wanted to make one for a while, was a little bit hesitant at first. I'm like, will people just not like this? But it's a one offshoot. I'm going to be still concentrating on hard rock. I just wanted to do this one here for a while here, since I know a lot from those albums. But the rest of the albums, I don't know much about there, except a few here or there. So anyway, let me know in your comments what you think about this guy. If you like, dislike, I don't really care. I'm not going to take it personally there if you don't like him. But I find he's just very misunderstood. A brilliant scorer. He just chooses to do parody music. Really what it comes down to is parody music. And he does rock because he knew that was the easy way to get songs on the radio. So there you go. Anyway, that's my episode for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and we shall see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.